for me to just bring it to the table that you never chose, bro. You never chose, man, at all. Zero. What's happening, YouTube? What's going on? And so, my name is Albert. Welcome to my favorite topic, religion. Today, I am going to prove how you never chose a God nor anyone, and that God never chose you either. And so, bear with me. I'm going to start with the thumbnail. That's me as a Catholic. That picture was taken maybe when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. And so my mom was Catholic, my dad was Catholic, my brother was Catholic, and my 2 older sisters, they were Catholic too. So what else am I supposed to be? At that age, think about it. How can I choose? In what way can I choose? How, from what can I choose? The school I went to was Catholic too. Everyone was Catholic. So where was the choosing? That Catholic picture, it speaks volumes, man. Because you should already know that there was a punishing God that was watching me at all times. I had to be good. When I was bad, I was going where? I was going to hell. So I picked up all those things so young. And so I lived in fear of this God that was going to punish me. And so I pray. And then we did all the rituals around Christmas is Jesus' birthday and Thanksgiving. We prayed to Jesus. And that's all we did because that's all we knew. So all of us did exactly the same thing. And so there's nothing else to go on or to go by except what was forced onto me. And so there's no choosing there. And so now, when I grew up, I heard of Christianity. And so Christianity was very similar to the Catholic religion. And so therefore, that wasn't a choice either. I rolled over into that religion naturally because my friends did. My buddy, Christian, Jesus is the same God. And so it was the fashionable realm because the music, that was such a breath of fresh air because the Catholic and the only Catholic church in my neighborhood was called St. Lucy's. And so that was outdated. A lot of old people went there. And so this Christian church was, oh my God, young people, everyone dressed up. It smelled nice. And it was so festive that was just the place to be. And so I rolled over. So there's no choosing there either. And so now I got the Catholic upbringing, which was forced onto me. Then Christianity came about where I rolled over into it. So there was no choosing there. And then the Jehovah Witness, bro, knocking on the doors, bro. That started, I guess around 10, 11, 12, around that time or something like that. Which came first, I can't remember, but they were freaking bothersome. That's all I remember because my mom will always say, shh, don't. And I was like, shh, we stay quiet, let them knock for a while so that they can leave and then they'll leave the pamphlets. That's all I had. Now, Jehovah Witness was out. Why? Because I'm a Catholic, bro, so I just can't freaking just accept them. Mom said, shh, I'm following mom. She's Catholic. And so I'm following my friends. My mom is still Catholic. My friends are Christian. But there's no difference between the two. So all is still good. And now the Jehovah Witness guys, they were just a disturbance, bro. And they were people to stay away from. And so look, those are pre-decisions made onto me. Can't speak about Muslims yet because I didn't know anything about Muslims until later on when I grew up and I started to learn about Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali. Those are the Muslims that I started to pick up on the other religion, but those are false religions, man, from my understanding and from my upbringing. And so now this brings me to freaking the next phase here. Saudi Arabia is 100% Muslim. And so now, just as I grew up Catholic, because my mom was, my dad was, my brother was, and my 2 sisters was, and everyone in the church and everything in the only church was Catholic. So that's all I knew. So that's all I could do. the child that's growing up within a Muslim family in Saudi Arabia is only going to be that. So there's no choosing there either. There was no choosing here and there's no choosing there, because if Saudi Arabia is 100% Muslim, then that's all they could be. They have no other choosing factors for them until they grow up. And then they learn about the other religions. And so if you take a look at all religions, you never chose. Your religion was forced onto you. And then maybe later on you made a change, which the change I'm going to talk about, because that's bizarre, bro. Okay, so now, if we take that into consideration, and then we now add India to it, which the Hinduism is super high over there, the same thing. So there's no choosing in India either. So there's no choosing either way, bro. The choosing factor is out, bro. And so now we add Buddhism to the picture, right? Buddhism is found in Asia, and Asia is freaking huge. Thailand has 77 million people. It's 94% Buddhist, and therefore, once again, we're freaking right back to the stem of the whole thing. A child is born into a Buddhist family. They speak Thai. They don't speak English, and so that child will inevitably be that until they grow up, and then they hear. Not that God tells them. They hear about the other religions, so you have to hear about it. So there's no choosing either way, bro, whatsoever, bro. You can't choose, bro. Now, this brings me, bro, to the next phase, bro, because I looked up worldwide religions and how many, and Google said 18,000 freaking religions across history, bro. So you have to imagine now that there's Greek gods, bro. We have Adamus, never heard of him. Apollo, I heard of Apollo as a character in some fictional things. Apollo, I heard of. Poseidon, bro, never heard of him either, bro. So you have these Greek gods, bro. So now, you have to now imagine growing up during that era. And that is Apollo, or Athens, or Poseidon. And you're only destined to go, yeah, Poseidon, and pick up tradition. That's all you could do. Because if you're freaking hearing Apollo and Artemis for 15 years and you never heard of Jesus, bro, there's no way in the world that you can say, no, sorry, Dad, it's Jesus Christ, because Jesus spoke to me last night. It's impossible because you never heard it, so you never came across it, so you can't do it, especially during that age, that whatever that age is, bro. But it was a long time ago if I never heard of it. I'm 60 years old, bro. So now you got the Roman gods, bro. Minerva, never heard of it. Diana, never heard of it. Mars, I heard of Mars, bro, but Mars is way up there, bro. I didn't know that was a god, bro. Which rolls over into the Hindu gods, bro. So you have Kali, you have Parvati, Saraswati, you have Vishnu, you have Shiva. I heard of Shiva. Once again, bro, you're born 300 years ago during that time in India, bro. How you going to be Muslim? How? How you going to choose? If that's all that the entire tradition in wherever you are in India, if that's all they are doing and you're speaking Indian and you're going to whatever worshiping house, then that's all you got, bro. So there's no choosing either way. Either way, there's no choosing, bro. Either freaking way. Now, here's a key point, bro. Here's a key point. Seeking is impossible. How can you seek? There's no way to seek, because when you grow up, the seeking process, you're seeking within what's there already. So therefore, there's no seeking. So if you grew up in my neighborhood and you seek for the God, you have options of Christians, Catholic, Jehovah Witness, small amount of Muslims. You have some Jewish people, so you have Judaism. There were no Buddhists that I knew, and so that's it. So what kind of seeking is that if you already seeking within the realm of what's put there? True seeking means that you seek and you have no idea where you're going to end up. And so if you are truly seeking and you come up with a God that you have absolutely no name for, and this God has spoken to you in a language other than yours, then you've actually reached a God. Because there's no name. Once you call it something, that name was already given to you from the English language. And so it's been forced onto you. The same way the Thai who only speaks Thai, they speak an entire different language. They can't seek either. Because the minute they say their God, Buddha, they're picking up the word that was forced onto them. So there's no seeking either, bro. And so now to my favorite point, bro. Now, watch this, bro. That Catholic picture of me was what I was, right? And so I said that Jesus was the only one, bro. The only savior, bro. And that the other gods, they were all false, bro, because it was Jesus, right? So now, let's pretend, right? Let's pretend now that I am Christian / Catholic for 25 years. And then I decide to convert to Muslim. That means that I was never convicted. Think about it. That means that there was never a one true God for the 25 years that I supposedly worshipped, praised, prayed to. Where if I could convert to the God that was once false to me, and now I turn to another religion, to the supposed false God, and now I made a mistake. I reevaluated. There was things that I just didn't know. From such a conviction to there was no conviction. So now I'm this God, a new God, and now I'm saying that this one is the one and only, which is, I think that needs to be taken out. Because if you just pray to your own God and it's a belief, then that's it. And so you're cool. So there's nothing to go against and there's nothing to argue against either, because that's the belief that you are within. And so that's it. It's finished. But the minute you say that your God is the only one, you better be that one only for the rest of your life and never budge. Because once you budge from that faith, you freaking lost the entire premise of being convicted by the one and only Savior, bro. That means everything you ever thought about heaven and hell, about everything in the Bible, bro, all that stuff that you read for all that time and believed, bro, it went down the drain to switch to another God, bro. And so this converting system here is another way for me to just bring it to the table that you never chose, bro. You never chose, man, at all. Zero. So anyway, man, I covered a nice chunk of something that, if you're with me, it should be a relief. A true relief that when you come across another religion, you leave them alone. Because you know that they're only praising and worshiping the God that was forced onto them. And so there'll be such a nice respect. There'll be a delight to see them. And I'm delighted when I see other religions now, because I know that within their realm of their upbringing, wherever they came from, they inherited these factors of belief. And depending on where you grew up in the world will be the deciding factor for you. And it's beautiful now, because there's no way in the world that I could ever argue with anybody about the true, the one and only God after everything I just said. Impossible, man. And so there's such a respect now, with such a feeling of togetherness with whoever I walk across. Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims of all types. There's such a feeling of togetherness because none of us chose, bro. None of us at all, bro. Zero. None of us made a choice, bro. And no choice from the God to us either, bro. Plus, there's no conviction and there's no seeking, bro, whatsoever, bro. And so anyway, bro, this closes my chat. And until the next one, catch ya.